Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make this clay heart. This pinch pot heart can have many uses. It can hold your change, keys, mints. When using clay in my classroom, I give each student a large piece of cardboard to work on. This helps keep the tables a lot cleaner. You could also use a piece of board like this. Another suggestion might be covering the surface area with a large piece of paper so that the table doesn't get dirty. You will also need some clay. I'm using this gray clay right now. It turns white after firing. I store it in baggies. And before I close the bag, I like to spray a little bit of water in there to keep it moist so it doesn't dry out. Gloves are a great option if you don't want to get your hands dirty with the clay. You'll need a cup of water and some carving tools. I like to use some of these wooden sticks. They're pointed on one end and flat on the other. Some plastic carving tools, some that are curved, some that are flat edged. Toothbrush makes some nice texture on your clay projects. Brushes are always good to have to smooth out any cracks. I like to use a spray bottle filled with water for wetting the clay. When you get your clay, first ball it up, roll it around on your table. Make sure to get all of the air pockets out of it. Air pockets in the clay will cause your project to explode, so you don't want any air bubbles or air pockets in there. So make sure you work the clay over, squeeze it, get any of those out. All right, once you have pretty good shaped clay ball here, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your thumb and we're gonna put our thumb into the clay, not all the way through, okay? Then you're going to pinch and twist the clay and make a pot. That's why it's called a pinch pot. You're pinching the clay and making it into a pot, pretty much. Good. Keep going around. And you want it about like the width of your pinky finger. So now you have a pinch pot. We still have to shape it some more. But we're going to turn this one into a heart shape. So to do that, I'm going to flatten it down a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to make one end pointy like this. And the other end will be the top of the heart, where it's curved. So at first you kind of get like a rough draft of what the heart shape will look like. And then you refine it, use your carving tools, smooth out any cracks. Any cracks in your clay will get larger as your clay project dries, so you don't want any cracks. Smooth out the inside here. Remember when you're wetting the clay, don't over wet it. It'll get too sticky and too muddy and it's harder to work with. It'll stick to your table if you over wet it too much. All right, so I'm just gonna keep working on this and making it into a heart, smoothing out the sides, making sure it's all about the same height. See how this kind of dips down? So I'm gonna try to make that the same height all the way around. Smooth out the inside walls of your pinch pot. Using this carving tool to smooth it out a little bit more. This edge got a little too thin, so I'm taking more clay and I'm going to add it to this skinny part. I'm going to put some more clay here to make it thicker. It's getting too thin. I'm smoothing out the sides of the heart. Flipping it upside down helps me get to those parts. Smooth out the back if you'd like. You want to get rid of any cracks. All right, my name on the bottom while I have it flipped over here. You can add patterns on it if you want. I was thinking maybe I might draw some smaller hearts inside. I noticed this part was a little low, so I'm going to add a little bit of clay there to thicken that part up. I'm going to draw some more hearts on the inside here. If you make a mistake, you can just erase it. Smooth it back out. I'm going to make a smaller heart inside of this heart. I like how that looks. Smooth it out a little bit with my finger and maybe a brush. All right, this project is ready for drying. I'm going to let it dry for probably about 10 days or so until it becomes bone dry. That means that there is no more moisture in the clay and it is ready for firing in the kiln. This heart pinch pot is now completely dry and ready for firing in the kiln. This is my kiln. It's an older one. It still works pretty good. Here's the inside of some of the clay projects I've been working on. You will need various colors of glaze to paint onto your clay project. These glazes are non-toxic, lead-free, and food safe. And 2 coats work really well, and you can fire it at a cone of 4 in your kiln. You will need a palette for the glaze. When I'm having my students paint their projects with glaze in my classroom, I put 1 cup at each table, and each table has a different color of glaze. Then the students can move around the room and use that color, and when they're done, they go to the next table and use that color. And at the end of the class, it's easier for me to clean up because I can take like this green glaze and put it back in the bottle, and then I'm not wasting any of it. You will need a cup of water for cleaning off your brushes. You will also need some brushes to paint with. You will also need a paper towel to dry off your brushes. Also, when I'm painting, I'm going to use this Lazy Susan. This spins around and then it's easy for me to get to all sides of the clay project. Here's how the heart came out of the kiln. The clay has turned white and now it is rock hard. I'm going to paint it with some glaze today. Here's my palette. I'm going to paint 2 coats on the front and sides of the project. When you're painting clay projects, try not to get any of the glaze on the back of the project where it's going to rest on the shelf, because it could get stuck on the shelf and your project might break. So I'm going to use 2 coats. I think I'm going to use purple, blue, and red on this. And let's get started. Here we go. finished painting my heart pinch pot. I used blue, purple, and red. So I put the purple in between the blue and the red because that's the color that blue and red mixed together makes. So this is going to be a really vibrant purple when it's fired. So I'm going to fire this in the kiln a second time, and when it comes out, the colors will be really shiny and it'll be ready to display. I also noticed that I put 2020 on the back of this for the year. It's actually, I messed up. It's supposed to be 2022. So I'm going to paint a 2 over that 0, and then I'll put this on a little like stand so it doesn't stick to the shelf. That's just bothering me. Here's my clay heart finished. I like how the colors turned out. You can see that they're more vibrant now, and the glaze has turned shiny. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.